Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. For some of us, it's a lot more happy than others. Life is good. Hello? Anyone in the fucking chat? Anyways, today we have a decent amount to talk about, actually. There was a Woj, FIBA. We have FIBA stuff to talk about. The tournament is over. We have Woj and Shams news drops like crazy today. Luka's thigh injury, which remains a bit of a concern. And then some NFL talk at the end of the stream. That's what I'm planning to talk about today. And we also have some very unfortunate news. About Kevin Porter Jr. But kind of don't really feel comfortable talking about it because I don't really know the full details as to what's going on there. But it seems like Kevin Porter Jr. is a real piece of shit if this is true. And if some of this stuff is true, he's done. He's completely done. He's completely done. Like this, there's very little chance he's in the league again, if I had to guess. Let me tweet out that I'm live. We'll talk about the final FIBA games. Team USA loses again in embarrassing fashion. Germany wins the FIBA World Cup. They go undefeated. Truly a remarkable feat. Live right now. Final FIBA World Cup thoughts. Luka's thigh injury. New NBA rules. KPJ, you are a Charlotte Hornet. The jokes do write themselves. Dallas Cowboys talk? Question mark? In this environment? In this economy? Question mark? All right, so there's also a lot of Team USA news that the big dogs are coming next year. Yeah, so I'll just briefly talk about the KPJ stuff. Just real quick, because I did set it up and then completely just said, I didn't get to watch any of the FIBA games. Germany were really those guys, huh? All right, so I want to hold on a second. Let me tweet out that I'm live and I'll get to my thoughts on it. I have some thoughts and opinions about just sort of the discourse, which is always going to happen when Team USA loses, but this time it's different. Like this time, the discourse is very different in that, or what the discourse should be is different than in years past. All right, so the reports coming out right now are Kevin Porter Jr. is currently, I believe, in jail right now on domestic violence charges. Houston Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. was arrested after attacking his girlfriend inside a Midtown Manhattan hotel room, according to senior law enforcement officials. Porter Jr. allegedly attacked the victim overnight Monday at the Millennium Hotel near Times Square. His girlfriend was taken to the hospital with at least one broken bone and bruising, law enforcement officials told NBC New York. So, bad situation. Obviously, fucked up situation. I believe his girlfriend is a WNBA player as well. and also a coach on the Rockets' goddaughter. That's what I saw. So, John Lucas's goddaughter. I don't know if he still coaches with the Rockets or what, but I mean, super fucked up. One broken bone and bruising. I mean, he's done for. Hope she's all right. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm sorry. One broken bone. What a piece of shit, dude. I mean, it doesn't even process in my brain what would have to happen to get to that point. Like, for anyone, you know, like, I don't, to like get to a point where you do that to anybody, it doesn't process at all to me, let alone a woman. It really doesn't process to me. Probably drunk as fuck. Yeah, it probably is. I did read an article that he was out, and came back super late to the hotel room or something like that, and she locked him out. So yeah, even then, man, it does not compute. Yes, there's a reason why Kevin Porter Jr. got, for NBA standards, a very, very unique contract, and that only 1 year of his, I think 4-year contract was guaranteed. Which, you know, you see in the NFL and stuff. You like next to never see that in the NBA. And the reason was because, yeah, this guy has had a history. And, I mean, the way it looks right now, the NBA should be the least of his concerns currently. But it would be shocking if he were back. He's not nearly as good as Miles Bridges. So there is a sad sort of... Sports are the closest thing to a meritocracy we do have, where if you're good enough, you'll be there. Which is why a guy like Miles Bridges is back in the league. But yeah, he's done for, and he should be. What a piece of garbage. And hopefully his girlfriend, I mean, I don't even know. I just can't even, I don't even know what, like, it doesn't even process for me. It just, like, it doesn't even compute. Anyway, Kevin Porter Jr., you're out of here, buddy. Good luck elsewhere. It's over for you. As it should be. All right, let's move on to real basketball. Not relating to this case at all, but social media has turned every issue like this guilty until proven innocent in some cases. Oh, well, I mean, she's in the hospital with broken bones, so... In this case, it's not looking good for Mr. Kevin Porter Jr. So the FIBA World Cup is over. It was a good tournament. It was a great tournament. Germany wins an undefeated run for Germany. They beat Serbia in the final. Franz Wagner. I'm hoping that, so those of us who are, you know, psychos about this shit, those of us who watch, those of us who paid attention to the Orlando Magic, we know how good Franz Wagner is. It's not a surprise to us, really. Obviously, Magic fans know exactly how good this guy is. Michigan fans. But hopefully with some more attention being drawn to this tournament because of Team USA struggles and sort of Canada's, you know, big time surge, even though they ended up not even making the championship game either. Feels like more people were talking about this tournament than World Cups in years past. Because admittedly, I have to be honest with you, right? The World Cup for me was something that never really crossed my radar. Like, I would watch it because it would be on, but it wasn't something that I was ever like super invested in until obviously Luka became a member of the Mavericks. And then I started just watching international basketball more. But Franz Wagner, man, this guy is a fucking stud. This guy's the best player on the Magic. I definitely think Paolo can overtake him this year. And hopefully, like, Paolo overtakes him at some point. You would hope, if you're a Magic fan, just because Paolo has that skill set to be the number one guy. Where Franz could be the number one guy, maybe. I don't know how good your team's gonna be, but he's like a perfect number 2, number 3. And man, he just does everything good. And it's hard. It's hard to be underrated. I've said this before. I don't really think there's too many underrated players in the NBA anymore. Because every fan base, every player, it feels like, has a group of just psycho fans on Twitter who nonstop, who will never shut the fuck up unless you talk about their favorite player or team. And so it's hard to legitimately be underrated. But Franz is legitimately underrated. Like, people really don't understand how good he is. Literally, everyone says Franz is underrated. Yeah, like, it's one thing to say Franz is underrated. It's another thing to watch him and realize, oh, yeah, this guy's actually fucking really good. Like, it's not like he's an underrated role player. Like, this guy's legitimately like a top 50 player in the world. You get what I'm saying? It's one thing to be like, yeah, this guy's underrated. But, like, Franz is, like, legit underrated. Because people will be like, yeah, he's like in the Austin Reeves tier probably. No. Franz Wagner is like a top 50 player in the world. It would be so funny if next year at the Olympics, the OGs try hard to win gold, but still fail to do so. That's a possibility. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, shout out to Germany. Schroeder, this is his... The announcer's talking like Schroeder's the best player on Germany is very annoying to me. FIBA Schroeder probably is their best player, though. People weren't expecting him to be this good this early. That could be true. I think Franz could go second in a redraft of that year. Because, I mean, realistically, it's not really Cade's fault because he was injured all last year. But, like, I don't know. If you told me some NBA teams would take Franz over Cade, I wouldn't be that shocked. I don't know if I would do it. Yeah, FIBA Dennis Schroeder is their best player. He's just a different animal there. There's not, like... Obviously, whenever the competition gets a little bit stiffer, and he went up against Team USA and stuff, but there's not a lot of guys in international basketball who are quick enough to keep up with Dennis Schroeder. What up, Doomer? It is our year. Was looking at Luka's nationality. Remembered he's half Serbian. Couldn't he technically play with Jokic next summer? He could technically play for Serbia. They even won a game. Dennis had a 17-0 game. Yeah, they won a game where Dennis... What did he end up shooting from the field? Something absurd. This is a great Germany team who, you look at the roster. Not a lot of these guys are grandpas. 4 of 26. Yeah, that's what it was. Not a lot of guys are grandpas on this roster. So they'll be good again next year in the Olympics. And then you have Serbia, who they they had a great tournament, all things considered. Missing 3 of their best players. Probably 3 of their 4 best players, right? Making a run all the way to the final. Bogdan had a great tournament. Jokic had moments. Oh, Jovic, sorry. Jovic had moments where he looked really good. Moments where he still looked like a young kid. Don't really know what to expect of him in the NBA still. Wonder if Maxi's going to play in the Olympics. The bridges just feel super burnt there, especially after They just won? I don't know. I'd kind of be shocked. If you guys haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. It helps me out tremendously. It's YouTube and having a great time, of which we are. Serbia qualifies for the Olympics. Team USA big dog versus stacked Serbia team. Yeah, I mean, if Jokic plays next year, and Micic plays next year, and Poku plays next year, it's a pretty scary roster. And if you look at the mock, NBA teams that I've seen floating around, or Team USA teams I've seen floating around, they could lose. Yeah, Yugoslavia would probably beat USA if that were a thing. All of the US NBA players are going to show out at the Olympics now after being clowned on. So let me talk about this. So there were reports today, LeBron, KD, Steph, they're ready. LeBron's been forming the Avengers. LeBron wants to represent Team USA at 2024 Paris Olympics and is spearheading group of future Hall of Famers, including Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, prepared to commit. So I saw James has spoken to Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, and Draymond Green, and they are all prepared to commit as well. Separately, Phoenix's Devin Booker, Portland's Damian Lillard, Sacramento's De'Aaron Fox, and Dallas's Kyrie Irving also have serious interest in committing. So, there you go. It's interesting about De'Aaron Fox because he pretty much told Team USA to go fuck themselves a few years ago. Because Popovich chose Derek White over him. And I forgot this too. I wrote this on Reddit. Bam Adebayo also told Team USA to go fuck themselves a few years ago because they chose Mason Plumlee over him. So... Team USA's burned some bridges trying to be on some dumb shit about who they let in and who they don't. Would be really cool to see Kyrie, though, in the Olympics. Would love to see Kyrie for Australia, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Mason Plumlee? Oh, yeah. You guys don't remember that? This was the last Olympics, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? Named a finalist for 2021 USA national team roster. Yes, Bam was on... Bam was also on the last Olympic teams too. It wasn't the last Olympics. I forget which one it was. Yes, Mason Plumlee has... weirdly been very active on Team USA. Maybe it was the World Cup I'm thinking of. The 2019 World Cup. Mason Plumlee was on the 2021 Olympic team. Mason Plumlee was on the 2019 World Cup team. Mason Plumlee, Team USA staple. Whenever you think about Team USA in basketball, you think of Mason Plumlee. That's what a lot of people say. Plum Dog Millionaire. That's right, baby. We'll never forget his services. So anyways, this is really interesting. We'll see. I'm like actually shocked that LeBron would do this. And to me, this kind of hints that, like, do we actually think LeBron's final hoorah as a basketball player will be in the Olympics? Like, no chance, right? So to me, this actually hints that LeBron has 2 years left. At least 2 years left in his mind. Like, he kind of just played his cards. I would be shocked if LeBron calls it quits after an Olympic run. and not like a full season. So that's pretty interesting. He'll want to play with Bronny. That's true. But he's walked that back, though. He has walked that back in recent years. In the last year or two. Or could he sort of be positioning a, hey, I want to fulfill my promise to play with Bronny. I'll retire after the Olympics, and I'll commit and help recruit for Team USA Grant Hill, who is like the GM pretty much of Team USA. I'll do all of this, but Bronny has to have a spot. Do we think that's possible? No, I'm pretty sure I saw recently that Bronny's going to play. I feel very weirdly going about this. Like talking about Bronny's health condition because it's just very strange. But I'm pretty sure I saw a report that he's going to play. This was a scary ass thing when that happened. Bronny didn't play in their exhibition games last month. Well, yeah, of course. Of course. I'm trying to find where I saw that because I don't want to just pull that out of my ass. Season is about 6 weeks away. College basketball season is 6 weeks away? Is that true? Dr. Skeptical Bronny James will play basketball again. Well, this was August 5th. I think the report I saw was a little bit more recent. First week of November, 7 weeks. November, 7 weeks away? August 25th, 2023. Bronny's heart defect deemed treatable. In a statement by the James family, Bronny's heart condition diagnosed as congenital heart defects can be treated, and the family expects him to return to the basketball court. There you go. Not even Luka's father has a Serbian passport. Stop with that bullshit. I have heard people say it before that he could play for Team Serbia. I mean, but I don't. You are asking the wrong guy. I don't really follow that stuff that much. Booty. So anyways, it does sound like something you're born with, isn't it? You're asking the wrong guy. I'm not a doctor. Preseason starts in 2.5 weeks. Yeah, the Mavericks report to training camp, I believe, in under 2 weeks. So, this is all ramping up soon. Slightly Doctor win. Hey guys, welcome to my new channel, Slightly Doctor. Today we're going to be talking about heart defects. So anyway, shout out to Germany. Great World Cup. Great tournament by them. Also, shout out to Serbia. They had a great World Cup run as well. So, you know, the clips of them crying after the game and stuff. I do, you know, I love that stuff. It's what makes these tournaments so great. Then there was a clip today I saw of the Bertans brothers in Latvia getting a huge, like, drawing a huge crowd that was welcoming them back after the tournament. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it's all about. Shout out to Davis Bertans, Dallas Mavericks legend, of course. Embiid never played one game on a national team, so that's why. So I have heard that FIBA is like a little bit more lax with their rules about that if it's not somebody going to Team USA. So usually somebody like downgrading a team, they'll let it happen. I'll never forget that playoff game where he knocked down 5 threes. Yeah, Bertans actually had some moments for the Mavs, especially that series against the Jazz. Davis was one shot away for competing for a medal. Yeah, I mean, that was a great look, too. Some people were questioning why he shot that, and I was thinking, have you never watched Davis Bertans play? He's pulling up from there. Like, that's who Davis Bertans is. Of course, in other news, USA loses in an insane game against Team Canada. Team Canada medals. Dwight Powell is a medal recipient. Congratulations to him. The Dallas Mavericks are leaving with something, ladies and gentlemen. They're leaving with something. This was a crazy game. Just sort of making mental note of some of the minutes here in a medal game, in an overtime game. Just making some mental notes of some of the minutes. Just making a mental note of some of the minutes. $39 points for Dylan Brooks, man. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The most points ever by a player from Team Canada in the World Cup. Yeah, the Mikal Bridges 3 was absolutely insane. It looked like Edey like broke his leg into 5 different places. Zach Edey, 2 minutes minus 15. You know how hard that is to do? Do you know how hard that is? Jalen Brunson was underwhelming overall to me, kind of disappointed. He had an underwhelming tournament. So you don't want to put too much into this because it's weird. You know, some guys just aren't, their play styles aren't built for FIBA, for international games. Some guys, it's weird when you put them on especially Team USA, like a very talented roster. You know, they're more used to having an NBA roster where they're asked to do a little bit more. Jalen Brunson's definitely one of those guys. Feels like FIBA got more attention and people seem to care more now. Do you agree? Yeah, it definitely got more attention because Team USA was bad. Like, here's the reality. If Team USA comes in and just, steamrolls this tournament, like some people expected them to do, not a lot of people are talking about it. Like, it's just like an expected thing Team USA was supposed to do. You know, the people like myself and obviously tons of others who have been saying, whoa, international competition is getting very stiff. You know, like Team USA needs to not fuck around. We'd just be laughed at. No one would care anymore. So Team USA not only not winning, but not medaling at all. Like, forget not winning the whole tournament. They didn't medal. Obviously, yes, a lot more attention is being paid. And I'm happy, though, because in past tournaments where Team USA is disappointed or they haven't won gold, it's been what Team USA did wrong, what Team USA did wrong. They're hilarious. Fuck them. Oh, my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe they did this. They need the dream team. And you do see that. Don't get me wrong. You do see that. But it feels like more people are actually talking about now, damn, these international teams are no joke. Like, it's not, didn't Steve Kerr say it? It's not 1999 anymore or whatever he said. Like, these teams aren't a joke anymore. These teams aren't like, oh, there might be one really good NBA player and then a bunch of guys who like have played together a lot and they're a good team. Like, it's a bunch of NBA players now on these international rosters who have also played together for a long time and who also have great chemistry and who are also very well coached and know how to win FIBA games. So it's getting serious. And it's only going to get more difficult from here on out. I can't imagine Can't imagine international countries are going to stop. I guess I should say non-American countries are going to stop just randomly caring about basketball. Like it's the sport is just booming in popularity. And you want me to throw a prediction out there? We're 10, 15, 20 years away from China becoming an absolute powerhouse in basketball. That's actually what I believe. China cares way too much about basketball. They like basketball and love basketball way too much, and they're way too fucking big of a country for them to not start producing like serious talent soon. Yeah, France definitely. Like people said this 15 years ago. I mean, they definitely after Yao did, but Yao was really the spark that sort of ignited basketball, the love for basketball there. They don't have the infrastructure in place. I think it's going to get there. I definitely think it's going to get there. Don't sleep on the strange desire to compete with an adversary of yours, a political adversary of yours in sports on a national stage. It sounds fucking stupid, but if China feels like, hey, if we invest X amount of dollars, like we can build legit basketball talent, in 10, 15, 20 years, we can compete with Team USA in the basketball stage. Like in the international stage in basketball. It would be hilarious. What U.S. player under 30 do you trust to get you 40 if you really need it consistently? I mean, the only guy that really fits that billing is Tatum now. Ant can get there, I think. No, it'll take longer than 15 years. In 15, they'll at least be competitive, but not even close to dominant. I think it could happen quick. Like 15 years, we're talking about like 5-year-olds right now. So guys who are, like kids who have never even who haven't even been developed at all. There will no longer be wars, just extremely high-level basketball competitions. That's right, baby. Like Lithuania is the size of Chicago. Slovenia has 2 million people. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. I don't think people realize how small Europe is. But again, China is huge. Right? China has like 3 times the population of the United States. And they love basketball. It really is only a matter of time. Anyways, Team USA, this was just, the writing was on the wall. Like, this team's not, it's their B team. I wouldn't even say C team. It's their B team. And they just weren't built. Steve Kerr had a terrible tournament. Just a strange roster construction in hindsight, obviously. Because, you watch international basketball. We've seen it. I know most of you in here have seen it because we've watched it on stream before. You need bigs. You need big play. And the reality is the United States does not really produce the bigs that you want in a competition like this. And what's hilarious is Bam Adebayo is like actually the perfect center for this. He can pass. He's big. He can guard centers. The Team USA just has a bunch of guys who don't want to play center. I don't think this team is as bad as people make it out to be. No, roster-wise, it's really not. Like, they have a lot of talent on here. Jalen Brunson probably should have been an all-star last year. Anthony Edwards was an all-star last year. Jaren Jackson Jr. just won Defensive Player of the Year. Tyrese Halliburton was an all-star last year. Mikal Bridges is, like, right around an all-star. Brandon Ingram's been an all-star. Paolo's going to be an all-star. Everyone wants to tween Hezzy. So I saw a ball don't stop tweet. And on one hand, I agreed with what he said in it, where he said that the modern NBA it does not place any emphasis on bigs. like the bigs you would need to compete in FIBA, which is funny because it's not like Canada really has those guys either. Canada's built like an NBA team, very similar to how USA is. I agreed with him on that, but then he talked about how the fast pace and up-tempo stuff that the NBA does, it doesn't really match, and that they need to slow the game down. I disagreed with him there because I thought USA's slow tempo guys were fucking terrible in this tournament. Like Brunson, Brandon Ingram, the half court here, get out of my way. I'm gonna ISO. I'm gonna go to work. Like those guys were bad. That's not what Team USA needed. Like Team USA consistently looked better when they had a guy like Tyrese Halliburton out there pushing the pace, playing fast. That's where Team USA usually always outshines their opponents on international basketball because they're just faster, they're more athletic, they're bigger, right? Their defense will swarm you, force turnovers, they run, you can't keep up with them, and then once the floodgates open, it's pretty much over for you. That's how they've always won. In these competitions, they just out-talent you. But that's not the case anymore. And they need to get to playing like legit. In the Olympics next year, look at who they're going to bring. That's what they're going to try to do again. They're just going to try to out-talent you. They need like a system in place. Like they need to figure out how they want to run their offense. They need to figure out what type of players they need to make that happen. Because, you know, yes, you can do the out-talent you thing against Jordan. You can do it against a severely undermanned Greece team. Who else did Team USA's group was terrible. You can do it against those teams. But the days of being able to do it against anyone are done. Those days are done. Shea had an amazing game. That move where he dropped Mikal Bridges. Jesus. That move where Shea dropped Mikal Bridges, the help defender. You like never see that. How do you drop the help defender? But Team USA finished seventh last World Cup too. I mean, the times are changing. I don't know what there is to say. It's been changing. I've been paying attention to the World Cup or the international basketball. I've been knowing this. Jesus. That doesn't even feel physically possible to stop that quickly. My Lord. Jesus. He's so good. He's so unbelievable. Shea had an amazing tournament. Dylan Brooks, 39 points. It's just absolutely insane. 7 of 8 from 3. Just was not your day, Team USA. You were destined to lose this game. You were destined to lose. Slovenia and Italy happened, what was that, Saturday? The final game of the tournament for Slovenia. They finished 7th. So congratulations to them. Luka had a pretty good game. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. He did have 9 turnovers, but he was just kind of fucking around a little bit. He's like throwing bounce passes, like the crazy bounce passes. Funny how nobody talking how shit SGA was in the semifinals versus Serbia. Narrative is crazy. No word when he is bad. The Lucas three-pointer came around in the final few games, which is nice to see. I'm actually going to make a video, probably not tomorrow because it's going to take some time to work on, probably Thursday, where I like rewatch every Slovenian game. Hopefully I can still do that on ESPN Plus. Like, no promises. I have to make sure I can still even do that. And I just sort of talk about his tournament as a whole. Let me even make sure that's possible still, because I feel like there's probably a limit to how far back I can go and rewatch games. When did the tournament start? End of August, right? Oh, nice. I can go back to the start of the game, the start of the tournament. All right, beautiful. So Luka plays nearly 38 minutes. I did say I don't really care if he does it against Italy, and I don't really care. It's the last tournament, game of the tournament, whatever. And listen, man, I got yelled at on Twitter again, but I don't really care. Luka, after the tournament, actually, I believe this comment was made going into the game against Italy. But it circulated after the tournament, after the final game. Again, even though the last game, the quote was made before the game against Italy. Slightly triggered. No, this shit does trigger me. I'm sorry. It just does. I have a lot of opinions about it. Luka Doncic says leg injury is not okay, but will keep playing. So this is in reference to his thigh injury. Okay, hold on. Jesus fucking Christ. I do not know what to say. Doncic said about the injury, it's not okay. At the same time, I have to prepare for one more game and then for a whole season in the NBA. Doncic went on to say he's healthy enough to play or he would be sitting out. The Mavs and Slovenian star also said he's not playing because of pressure from FIBA, but because he loves representing his country. There was also one of the questions, but I play for Slovenia, not for FIBA. Doncic said, I play no matter what, even in the Olympic qualifiers, if only I'm healthy. Doncic also owned the criticism of Slovenia falling short of expectations, but that it hasn't changed his desire to represent his country. There's a lot of criticism every day, but I have learned to live with it. I don't think I'm the best in the world, though, Doncic says. I simply love playing for Slovenia and will continue to do so. So this is a thigh injury for Luka. Now, from what I do know is they've done MRIs on this. They don't know what it is. It seems like it's a pain tolerance level thing at this point. If like it doesn't seem like it can get worse by playing. Had my window closed for a second and thought you got Luka on stream, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, my Luka impression is really good. So. I'm not doing the SGA Luka thing. I love SGA way too much. I'm not doing it. I see it in the chat. I'm not partaking in it. This is what you want from a star athlete, though. Kawhi would be out this season. Yeah, so I think there's a nice little middle ground I would like them to reach. And by the way, yes, I did bring this up on Twitter. It was getting screamed at again. This is exactly why I was saying him playing 37 minutes in a non-consequential game 24 hours after losing to Canada was irresponsible. This guy said, it's funny how ignorant you are. Slovenia needed to win these so-called non-consequential games to qualify for the Olympics. Hilarious because, of course, that's not true at all. So, of course, this is not true whatsoever. The game didn't matter. So, but I do want to say this. People kept saying shit like a lot of these responses were, oh, whenever Luka plays for the fucking trash Mavs, like you didn't say anything. And that's not true. That's 100% not true. I just want to say, I'm very consistent about this. If you guys watch me, you know that's true. If Luka looks bad or Luka looks injured, I always say, sit him, rest him. This kid's 23, 24 years old. I was like this during the playoffs as well. Go back and look. I was saying if Luka's calf is bad, I don't want to fuck it up. Like, obviously, I wanted Luka back for the playoffs, but if calf injuries are scary, and over the course of his career, it would be irresponsible for, what was he, 22 at that time? To rush him back and potentially have a catastrophic injury because you didn't want to, you wanted to rush him back. People just want to be mad. You got receipts for it to back it up. No, people just, I think it's like they can't fathom that I feel the same way. Like I'm consistent in what I'm saying. Because I promise you that I know who this guy is. He tweets me all the time. I believe this guy is like a diehard Luka stan. I don't know if he's European or not, but he's a diehard Luka stan. And because of that, he falls into the group of Luka stans where like it's fuck the Mavericks. Like they honestly hate the Mavericks. They care way more about Slovenian team. So like this person probably, if I had to guess, gets very upset whenever Luka plays a lot for the Mavericks or looks worn down by the Mavericks, but like doesn't care that he plays so many minutes for Slovenia. Bunch of player stand trolls hate when they feel the need to disrespect the Mavs just to blindly support their favorite player. That's what really starts to annoy me is like, dude, like, what do you expect me to say? I'm a Mavericks fan through and through. I was a Mavericks fan for 15 fucking years before Luka was drafted. Okay? I was a Mavericks fan probably before Luka even started playing basketball. So, like, I always care about the Mavericks first and foremost, no matter what. The same way that, you know, like, Luka stans care about Luka first and foremost. And I respect that. You know, it is what it is. That's just how NBA fandom is. If you have a superstar on your team, that's what comes with it. There's going to be superstar stans. Bro, how old are you? 40? No. Fuck you. Well, how old is Luka? 24? Okay. Probably not before Luka was playing basketball, but... Actually, yeah. My first concrete memory of being a Mavericks fan, I was 6 years old. So 2001. Which is slightly boomer. 28, man. Might as well be 40. He's not a Luka stan. He just cares about Slovenia. Makes sense, to be honest. No, and listen, I understand that. They're coming at it from a standpoint they care more about Slovenia than Dallas. I'm coming at it from the standpoint of the viewpoint I care more about Dallas than Slovenia. So we're never going to see eye to eye. We are never going to see eye to eye on this matter at all. Do you think the Mavericks fans as a whole will want to coddle Luka less if the team underwhelms again this year? Are you saying normal fans? Normal fans, maybe. The psycho fans, I feel like that we've already reached that level with them. And when I say them, I also mean me. If the Mavericks are disappointing again this year, I definitely think you'll start to find fans who are on the more casual side. I don't like saying casual, but on the more casual side, who start to get a little bit more annoyed by Luka's antics, by the crying, the yelling at the refs. Definitely think that could happen. Haven't we hit that point already? We're talking like the suit. We're talking like the, you know, I watch 20 Mavs games a year. I'll watch the playoffs games. Like, we're talking those type of fans, right? Yes, the hardcore, like you and I are there already. Like, the hardcore, we're watching every game. Like, we are already there. But we're talking like the normal fan. The still like relatively sane fan. So anyways, yeah, I just went back. I mean, I'm sure I have many more tweets than this, but I just spent 2 minutes searching my Twitter profile. I just was like, Luka hurt, Luka injured, Luka minutes. And sure enough, there were a bunch of tweets where I'm just like, I go like this past season, I was begging for Luka to get a couple weeks off. I was begging. Come January, I was like, dude, Luka's got to sit for a couple weeks. Like, he is done. He has to sit for a couple weeks. I get annoyed with Luka's whining, but the national media smear campaign forces Mavericks fans, Luka stands to be over the top aggressive defending him. Yeah, I mean, for me, I criticize Luka, but it's like a younger brother type of thing. Like, I can criticize Luka. I can say what Luka needs to improve on. I can say what Luka, Luka's flaws as a player, but I am going to come to his defense if you say it. Okay? You could definitely see a difference between Luka at the beginning of the World Cup and at the end he was hurt or tired or something. Which is listen. That is the only reason, Kevin, why I was saying, why are Luka's 2 biggest minute games in the tournament 38 minutes in this game, 37 minutes in the game before? Why? It's irresponsible on Slovenia's part. It just is. Like, Luka's going to do it. Like, if you give Luka the chance, he's going to do it. If you give Luka the chance to play this many minutes, he'll do it. He likes playing. That's part of what makes Luka so great. He's a hardcore competitor. But somebody's got to save him from himself. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't think this is nuts, you're lying to yourself. You guys, not you guys. But the people on Twitter had Chuck Cooperstein, the Mavericks play-by-play guy on the radio, coming to my defense. So anyways, I still, I don't have as much of a problem with this game against Italy, which is what I said whenever I was originally mad about this. I was mainly upset in the game against Lithuania. I was mainly upset because it was the day after a game against Canada. Like, the day after. Why is he playing so many minutes in that game? And I said, since Italy, you have a day of rest in between, I don't mind him playing that much, and it's the last game of the tournament. But damn. 37 and 38 minutes is nuts. I'm sorry. It just is. It's fucking crazy. You won't change my mind on the matter. You will not change my mind on the matter. So anyway, that does it for FIBA. It was a fun tournament. Then why do the Mavs have to travel to Abu Dhabi in Madrid before going back to Dallas if they care about rest? I mean, I would rather them not do that too, to be honest with you. There are some. I mean, they're not playing back-to-back preseason games, are they? Surely not. But also, I also promise you this. I promise you. Guarantee you that Luka is not going to be playing 37 minutes in any of those games. But I honestly do wish that the Mavericks were going to it. But I get it. It's cool. It's a fun thing. For the fans and stuff like that. Kirk thinks the Mavs are doomed solely based off of being overseas in preseason. There is some statistical data that backs up teams kind of having a slow start after spending a preseason overseas. Like, who was it in Golden State Warriors played in Japan last year, and of course we remember their season. The Wizards were also in Japan last year due to Rui Hachimura being on the team and stuff like that before he got traded, obviously. But the Wizards are always going to be bad, so I don't really look into that. The Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta Hawks will play 2 preseason games in Abu Dhabi. On October 6th and 8th. I mean, the Bucks were good all year, so we'll see who it was in 2021. NBA releases 2021 preseason schedule. They might not have done it in 2021 because like the weird COVID stuff. Anyways, it's like being overseas for the preseason is not necessarily ideal. I mean, it'll be cool. It'll be cool for the team and stuff like that. But would much rather them just be here. What's the difference from Luka playing in FIBA games and playing these preseason games, though? Still travel. I mean, he played in more FIBA games than he would preseason games. Like, hopefully, as long as Luka's healthy, there's going to be more games played for him over the next 6 months than would have otherwise. The Warriors played in Japan, won the title. No, they played in Japan last preseason. All right. Let's talk about these new NBA rules. One of Sally's best takes: if you're in the NFL, you're a fucking sucker and should be playing basketball, or you should be playing baseball. Yeah, I mean, if you have the choice. So, first and foremost, Campaign is on waivers. Listen, Campaign is a pretty solid backup point guard, so kind of interested to see where he ends up. If I'm the Bucks, I'm like, there's no way Campaign's not on my roster. If I'm Milwaukee. Absolutely no way. If I'm the Bucks, am I letting Campaign slip through my grasp? We also have new rules. ESPN sources. I don't think the Suns can re-sign him, no. NBA sources. The NBA's competition committee has recommended stricter guidelines on resting players for national television games and multiple starts together in the same season or same games. Jesus. The league's board of governors expected to vote Wednesday to pass the measures. The NBA will have ability to sanction teams with bigger financial fines for violations of the resting rules, sources say. Under new rules, teams will be fined $100,000 for a first violation, $250,000 for a second violation, and $1 million more than the previous penalty for each additional violation. I think Shams might have had better inside knowledge than this. Do you have to do some polls on these new rules? Or whether your chat disagrees with them or the changes? Well, let's explain them first. Oh, damn. Did Shams not? Shams has barely tweeted at all. I respect Shams. Hey, if I don't have anything to say, you're not getting anything out of me. Under current discussions among team and league personnel, a star is defined by someone who's made an all-star or all-NBA team in the past 3 seasons. The team is unable to rest 2 star players in the same game. So, their heart's in the right place. I don't think this is going to change anything. Because, let's say the Clippers, everyone's joking, it's about the Clippers. Let's say the Clippers, they're playing in a back-to-back, right? And it's the second night of a back-to-back, and they're saying, all right, Paul George was always going to sit this game. Kawhi, we need you to play, obviously, or else we're getting fined, whatever the case may be. But what if the Clippers say, oh, hey, NBA, wink, wink. Kawhi Leonard felt a little knee, like in shoot-around this morning, Kawhi Leonard felt a little bit of pain in his knee, so we're going to sit him. But since like we were already planning on sitting Paul George, we're going to sit him too. Is the NBA supposed to be like, no, we don't believe you? Like, no, Kawhi should play. Is there a minimum minute limit in that game? That's a good question, too. You guys both asked the same thing at the same time. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how that works. But yeah, again, what's to stop a team from just being like, yeah, oh, Kawhi was going to play tonight, but his knee like was fucked up in warmups. Like, what do you want us to do? You want us to play an injured player? Then it's your fault if something happens to him. Here's how I think they can actually fix this. The NBA used to have like an injured list. They do have an injured list. But it's more so just like you put players on there. Hey, this guy's questionable. This guy's whatever. The NBA should have, like baseball has, you know, I don't know what days you would do since there's half the amount of games in the NBA compared to the MLB. But a 5-day injured list stint, a 10-day injured list stint, you know, and then like a season one. Or maybe like a 60-day one like the MLB has for guys who are going to miss a good portion of the season but plan to come back at some point. That way, hey, if a guy's hurt, put him on the 5-day injured list. You're going to miss him for 5 days. But if a guy's actually injured and you're not going to play him, he has to go on this injured list. Or else. Something along those lines. Like, that's, in my opinion, that's the best way to work around it. Where if you have two players who constitute as star players here, if both of them are sitting and none of them are on the injured list, or whatever the case may be, then that's probably where you can get a punishment. MLB has that with retroactive adding to the IL. Can they come back earlier? Well, not in baseball and stuff. If you're on the 10-day injured list, you have to miss 10 days. But yes, like Paul said, they have a retroactive one. But the player has to be like missing the games though. NBA is going to have its own doctors inspect them before games when they do that. Yeah, they might have to have that too. I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to implement this without like a real injured list thing where you could like put players on a 10-day injured list. Yeah, this guy's hurt. Like, this guy's a little bit banged up, tweaked his ankle, probably not going to play for the next week. Boom, 7-day injured list or some shit like that. I don't know. That way, like, he's not constantly on the that way he's not constantly day-to-day and questionable, and fans are looking to buy tickets and they're like, oh god, like is Paul George playing tonight? I don't know. I don't think this is going to have any impact on anything, to be honest with you. I would like to be surprised, though, because this is a big problem plaguing the league right now. I would even argue its biggest problem. I would actually argue this is 100% the biggest problem the league has currently, just because it does minimize the impact of the regular season. Like, how are you supposed to hype up the regular season to, like, non-hardcore fans? How are you supposed to hype it up? How are you supposed to say, oh, you need to tune in this Thursday. You need to tune in Saturday on ABC. You need to tune in Sunday on ABC. You need to tune in Monday on ESPN. You need to tune in Tuesday on TNT. You need to make sure you have NBA TV so you can watch those games on Wednesday. Like, how are you supposed to do that if the fans are looking at it like, why the fuck would I, like, LeBron and AD are both sitting the game on TNT. Why the fuck am I going to watch it? Embiid's resting in this huge matchup against Jokic. Why the hell am I going to watch it? See, like, the Embiid resting against Jokic one, that should have been when Adam Silver said, no, I'm sorry. I'm stepping in. That's when Adam Silver should have dug deep into his David Stern bag and said, fuck you. You are playing in this game. We've been hyping up this rivalry for the better part of the last 3 years. This would have been the most impactful matchup between you two that we've had. You're playing in the game. That's crazy. I still can't believe Embiid sat that game out. That's absolutely nuts. He should have had the MVP stripped from him right then and there. That should have done it for his MVP chances. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, not a lot of guts. And I feel like they have unfortunately, like, it's past the point of no return. It's like he can just put his foot down. Would you decrease the games played in the regular season? As a fan, I really don't want to. Like, I like having I like having a 6-month stretch where I know there's basketball on. I know that, oh man, like today sucked, but 6 p.m. I'm gonna tune in to the Hawks and the Heat. That's a fun game. I would rather not shorten the season, but if it makes the games more competitive and it makes players actually play, then yeah, sure. Or maybe you can just shorten the season, but shorten like the number of games you play, but keep the time the same and just spread out the rest and stuff. That would be nice. Team front offices and players don't respect silver at all. No, yeah, agreed. They really don't. All right, we'll close this stream off by... I wish B-Dot was here, my resident football guy. You guys were really making fun of me, huh? You guys were making fun of me for my picks last Friday. And damn it, I did good. I actually had some fun watching football this weekend. College football, I was hanging out with some friends on Saturday. We were just watching college football. I still can't do it. I still can't do college football, to be honest with you. It's just not. It's not. I don't know how to describe it without sounding mean. I just can't do it. I did have a lot of fun watching the NFL yesterday. Now, this is where I go back to saying the NFL ratings are fake, and I do believe that. Because while I did watch the NFL pretty much all day yesterday, I had them on YouTube TV, was watching them. I barely actually sat down and watched them. I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was doing chores. Like, I pretty much watched next to maybe 20 minutes of actual game time. Which is why, again, I go back to, I think a lot of it in a lot of NFL ratings are fake. So let's see. My predictions last week. By that logic, all ratings for every sport are fake. See, I feel like people who sit down and watch basketball are watching it. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased. But it feels like a hard sport to just put on and then, all right, I'm going to go fuck off for a little bit. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just, maybe since that's what I do, I just assume everyone else does it. I've been in Buffalo Wild Wings with 17 TVs playing basketball and very few people are watching. Well, first and foremost, what are you doing at a Buffalo Wild Wings? That place is fucking terrible. All right. Guess what? Buffalo Wild Wings isn't the demographic for basketball fans. Basketball sickos like myself are at home. All right. I picked the Falcons to win. Easy one. Easy win. And I picked the Cleveland Browns to beat the Bengals. And I did it, and I remember. You guys were laughing at me. You were. You guys were laughing at me. I remember vividly. To be fair, at places like Buffalo Wild Wings, people aren't really watching sports anyways unless there's a specific sport night on. Does that make sense? Pluckers is better by a lot. Pluckers sucks too. They're all terrible. You guys want some real wings? Slightly wings. They're delicious. I make great wings. I made some yesterday. I'm going to open a sports bar. Pick the Jaguars to win. Everyone and their mother did it. Yeah. Yep, you're reading correctly. I picked the Bucks to beat the Vikings. Everyone laughed at me and joked on me. 5% of people picked the Bucks, and I was one of the 5. Just felt it. Felt it in my bones. You guys thought it was hilarious. I did pick the Steelers. That was a fuck up. I should have listened to you guys on there. Commandos, easy. Ravens, easy. Saints. So I made a lot of money yesterday actually betting on this. Listen. After spending Saturday watching some college football and spending yesterday watching football, I really have I'm really have come to the conclusion that gambling has gone too far. It just has. I think gambling should be a taboo thing, personally. You know, I only really talk about it after I win, which I get is dangerous, but and I don't really gamble that much. But after spending an entire day watching FanDuel commercials, I do think gambling has gone way too far in sports. It needs to be more taboo. It's a very dangerous addiction. I think it's the deadliest one. Paul with the $5 donation. 1 order of garlic parmesan, slightly wings, please. $5. Oh, inflation, buddy. It's about $26 for 6. Is that all right? About $26 for 6. 6 wings. Just an inflation. Inflation. Gotta understand. Thank you, Paul. Actually, you know what? I can't shit on Buffalo Wild Wings because whenever I do make garlic parmesan wings, I use a Buffalo Wild Wings garlic parmesan sauce. I could make some myself, but I'm not doing that. I don't really gamble that much. Gambles every stream. I do not gamble every stream. That is a damn lie. I gamble every day if I had an addiction, I know. But anyways, after watching so many commercials and hearing the broadcast talk about it, I'm like, dude, this has gone too far. And then today it really hammered this point home. I believe this is on FanDuel. The never forget parlay for 9/11. Bet these New York teams to win tonight on 9/11. The Mets, the Yankees, the Jets, plus 650. Guys, this has gone too far. Just to add to the absolute psychopathic behavior to this, they should have made the money line. They should have boosted it to plus 666. Like, we really should have just gone pure sicko. They should have just gotten pure sicko mode. Never forget. That's insane. Also, don't gamble because I don't gamble because I have a can't end on a loss mindset. See, that's smart. Good for you. I don't have that, fortunately. I very much have a if I lose, I'm immediately done mindset. Just because I'm already disgusted at myself for losing. So, like, I'm immediately done. I have friends who are the same way, though. I mean, I have friends who are, like, full-fledged degenerate gamblers. But what up, Sevens? So anyways, just find it so weird, man. Just and you know, there's this guy, I don't even know who the fuck he is, but he keeps popping up on my timeline all the time. Some gambling dude, and he's pretty funny. Like, I'll give him that. But like, his whole business is offering picks, and you know, his expert analysis. This guy loses every single day. And like that's become the joke in the meme, right? Oh, this guy always loses, and he makes pretty funny content. I will give him that. Like, it's funny, but it's also like, damn, dude. I hope no one's listening to you. Like, I genuinely hope nobody is listening to you. Otherwise, you are causing people pure misery. Never forget. Should I hammer this? Should I hammer this 9/11 parlay? It's fucking just an insane sentence to say. I forgot. You know what's hilarious is? You want to know the funniest part? I forgot. I forgot today was 9/11. That was like my first reminder that today was 9/11. Was that tweet? What an insane country we live in. Chargers screwed me. That was a great game. Wish I could watch it. I'm not buying League Pass for the NFL this year. It's $1 trillion. Yeah, I don't know. I picked the Patriots out of pure spite and hatred. I did watch this game, though. Eagles, not impressed. Not impressed. Damn, I had a little rough stretch here. Seahawks got destroyed by the Rams. I can't believe only 30% of people picked the Packers. Why exactly are we hyping up the Bears? I don't even remember. Why are people hyping up the Bears? Every year, there's this quarterback that's like, yeah, man, he's going to win MVP this year. It's like, Justin Fields? Why? Have you watched that guy play? He's fucking bad. Like, did I miss something? I always remember that it's 9/11 because 9/11 memes are everywhere. Well, I always remember it's 9/11 because it's 9/11. September 11th. It doesn't change. It's like, oh man, September 11th falls on September 16th this year. Damn. Have you watched him play? Yeah, I've watched him play. That's the problem. I've watched him play. Yeah, Jordan Love did look good. Broncos, what a joke team they are. Just a joke. There's a tweet that always pops up every year that always makes me laugh, and it's so dumb. And it's always like, oh my God, September 11th falls on Friday the 13th this year. It's so stupid, but it always makes me laugh. Has the U.S. ever milked a national tragedy more than 9/11? They talk about it like it's new every year. I will say this. I'm sure tonight will be much different on Monday Night Football. But I thought last night there would be a little bit more talk about it during the Cowboys-Giants game, and there really wasn't. We were already, like, maybe it was just like we don't want to talk about too many disasters because there was a disaster happening on the field. So we don't want to have too much disaster porn going on at the same time. Where were you on 9/11? I was in first grade in school. I do remember it vividly. I was thinking about this today. It's really strange. 9/11 discourse. Because if you were born, this is so crazy to me. Like 9/11 happened 22 years ago. So if you were born on 9/11, you're 22 years old. You were born anywhere after, like there are 20-year-olds who are 20 years old who were 2 years away from being born when 9/11 happened. That's just so weird to me, which is why it's become, I feel like, a lot less taboo to joke around about 9/11 because most of the people joking around were not there. 9 days after. So any of you around that age, do you guys have any friends or anything that were born on 9/11? Yeah, I did just discover linear time. Yo, your best friend was born today. That's actually... Having your birthday be 9/11/2001 would be just something else. I was playing with Legos and I saw it on TV, but young enough to understand the gravity of the situation. I was getting ready for work and there was a fire and it got crazier and I got to the office. It went downhill until they sent everyone home. And a crazy day. I mean, I do remember it vividly, even though I was 6. Another, like, I also remember it too because I was at, like, whenever I went to my house, we were watching on TV, we had blue carpet. I'll never forget that. For some reason, the house we were living in at the time had blue fucking carpet in the living room. They're going to remember 9/10 in New York City after last night? That's true. So anyways, never forget 9/11, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hammer the Mets, Yankees, and Jets money line tonight in honor of all of the 3,000 people who lost their lives on that tragic day 23 years ago, and the 4.5 million people, most of them innocent civilians, who lost their lives in the 20 years of war that followed. Hammer that money line, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hammer it. Who's winning tonight? I'm in a bit of a pickle here because I picked the Jets, but also here's my pickle. Fantasy. 2 of my leagues. One of them, the guy I was supposed to win, the guy I'm going up against had the fucking Cowboys defense who put up 40 points. So now I need a miracle performance from Garrett Wilson. However, the guy I'm going up against in my other league has Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, and I'm up by a comfortable margin. But so much so to where, like, if Garrett Wilson has a miracle performance, I'm going to lose in one league but win in the other. So I'm like having to pick and choose. I'm like having to pick and choose which league I want to win in, which league I want to lose in. Can I take sole responsibility for bullying you into talking football? Because all you would do is bitch, moan, and complain about it. Now you're delusional again, and I love it. I didn't want to talk about preseason football. I don't care at all. It's boring as shit. I don't care about NFL offseason at all. It's boring. It does not have the punch that NBA offseason has. NFL offseason is so boring. And admittedly, I didn't think I would talk about the NFL very much. And I don't plan on talking about the NFL very much, to be fair. We'll just, especially right now, and there's nothing really to talk about basketball-wise for the next couple months. We'll sprinkle in some NFL talk. Maybe I'll do picks or something like that every Thursday or Friday or whatever. Did you see the new possible rules the NBA might implement? Yeah, we did just talk about that briefly. But I kind of want to hammer the 9/11 parlay. To be fair, I don't care about the NFL at all. Hope you have a good one. Slide by. See ya. Peace out, bro. Laugh. Thanks for coming. And if I lose, see, like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to bet it because if I end up losing that bet, I'm gonna like hold resentment to like the 9/11 victims and stuff like that, and that's not fair. That's not fair to them. Miami pushing for Kelly Oubre. Is that real? Like DraftKings is setting people up to remember 9/11 as the day they lost $200 on the Never Forget parlay. Never forget 9/11. Oh yeah, I remember 9/11 2023. I put $50 fucking dollars. Put $150 on the fucking Never Forget parlay, and I couldn't eat that week because the Yankees lost in extra innings to the Red Sox. You see what that's insane. What if you win? Oh, that's a good point. That's actually true. It could turn a gloomy day into a positive day. Remember 9/11? Hell yeah, of course. Never forget 9/11. I won $2,000 on the Never Forget parlay. Interesting. Hold on a second. I'm doing it. It's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. I have to do it. I'm sorry. Like, this is my type of funny. This is my type of funny. I'm sorry. The Miami Heat are widely expected to sign Kelly Oubre if they eventually trade for Damian Lillard. Sorry. Friday or maybe even Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to be doing this week, stream-wise. Would love to have a bracket. I might hit up NBA University and be like, hey, dude, Hey, NBA University, when are you dropping the best offensive players in the world bracket? It's time. I definitely want to do a PowerPoint stream where we go over every team's offseason. I'm pretty much ready to do that whenever. I've done all the research already. I did want to put it off until the Damian Lillard trade, but I don't even know. Like, I genuinely don't even know if that's going to happen. Parlay, football. Baseball. This is maybe the most unhinged. Sally, I'm doing a paper for my college course. Where were you during 9/11? I was in school. I was just a wee boy. I was just a wee lad in first grade. Nets are favorites. All right. I'm a little bit all right, it's sent. It's sent. I know you're going full delusional Cowboy fan, but I'm gonna pick the Jets over the Cowboys for now. I just can't bet against Aaron Rodgers. He smokes us. Not this time around. It's a different story, different team. Team's just different. They're just different this year. I watched the all 22 film last night. You know, just really got down to it. Watched the defensive alignments. Watched the defensive schemes. You know, they were playing a lot of 4-3, a lot of 3-4, switching back and forth between a nickel and a zone coverage. And whenever you do that as a defense, it's really going to throw off the offense. And Daniel Jones they were just running so many different blitzes, engage 8, corner blitz. And, you know, Daniel Jones just had no clue what to do. So it was just a slacking, for lack of a better term. Somehow I don't believe that you watched the 22s. It's true, I did. I watched the all 22. Just a lot of exotic packages. You know, you want to know something? This was like such a beatdown in week 1. First game of the season. Like, there's actually nothing you can take from it, to be honest with you. Like, we're going to be good for sure. Cowboys are going to be nasty. The defense is going to be fucking insane. But, like, honest to God, did you learn a single thing about our offense yesterday? Like, did you learn anything about who the Cowboys are going to be offensively? I learned nothing about the Cowboys on offense last night. I don't know what the hell they're going to look like. It was like 17-0 before they even got the ball the second time. They played the entire game up multiple possessions. Did the majority of the points come from non-offensive scores? They scored, how many offensive touchdowns did they score? 3, right? Tony Pollard had 2. Did Dak throw for a touchdown? Oh yeah, because Turpin had one. And then they had 2 or 3 field goals. So the majority of points did come from offense, but still. Blocked field goal, first, like, touchdown immediately. I think the best look we got was opening drive in the second half. They're going to be a heavy play action team and have Dak working under center, not a lot of single backfield looks. It's a West Coast. Yeah, I agree. Watching all 22, they spread the field, West Coast offense, a lot of play action, pulling the tight end, running motion, you know, getting Turpin involved. Dak, 1-step, 2-step, 3-step drops, letting it fly. Great offensive blockings in the ACB gap. Just watching the game really showcased that. And this is why I'm saying it's going to be a Super Bowl winning season for the Cowboys this year. What, dude? I watched the fucking all 22. I can't believe I hammered the never forget parlay. And I picked the Jets to win. So listen, you guys were all shitting on me for my picks. I did a great job, honestly. 85th percentile. And that's with missing a game here on Thursday night. I would have picked the Lions. Trust me. Believe me. Believe you, I. Steelers was a dumb pick. What was I thinking? Did you pick the Chiefs to go 17-0? Doesn't sound like me. Doesn't sound like something I did. No, I picked him to go 15-2. I picked him to go 15-2. So far, so good. So far, so good. I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Dolphins are going to be pretty fucking good, it looks like. Patriots will probably be okay. Bengals, they'll be all right. Ravens look pretty good. Steelers look eh. I mean, pretty great performance from the Browns. Titans are ass. So this one's probably done for. Jaguars are better than them. Ryan Tannehill is just poopy. These two teams will be ass yet again. But the Colts didn't look that bad. Packers look like the best team in this division. Are the Lions, actually. Forgot about them. This is going to be my year picks-wise. I mean, it always is. But this year even more so. Saints are way better than Tampa. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like at the end. Tampa with a huge road win. Just going to build confidence for Baker. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you guys for coming out. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Bro, the Bucks won. Yeah, I know, and I picked them to win, and everyone laughed at me. So just show some respect next time. Last year, just show some respect. Last year, you were pretty bad outside of Plum Dog. I really was bad. Well, Prize Picks is like designed for you to be bad. Like, I'm sorry. The player prop stuff is designed for you to lose. Those are really hard. They're absolutely designed for you to lose. I'm going to have to do a play-by-play, huh? Oh, wait. Was the Bucks the play-by-play? Wait, what was the play-by-play bet, B-Dot? Was it the Bucks winning more than 5 games? Isn't that what it was? Oh, buddy, you're in some jeopardy. Oh. So you need them to go 4 and hold on, let me do some basic math here. 4 and 12 or worse the rest of the way. Oh, rough. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out. All the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Monday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. Don't know what we're going to talk about on Wednesday yet, but we are going to talk. You guys enjoyed the rest of your Monday. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Regular content coming. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. Makes me feel so good. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.